Sam jacket, that could be him, honestly.
Where the business has moved over the years from years ago, it used to be a booking agent, and then it moved on to entertainment producers. And nowadays it's really event planners. And that has to do with the economics of corporate America. The event planners tend to control the business for corporate America. They do the planning, they do the decorations, it's balloons, it's theme parties, and then it's what kind of music fits into that. So if you want to address that, look in your yellow pages and see who the event planners are, the party planners.
If I'm doing a show that is not packaged with an opening act, well, maybe we would use a comedian, maybe we would use an acoustic act, maybe we'd use a band that that plays top 40, and make the selection that way. Then, after I know what criteria that I need to do, I would go through any files that I have kept of some bands that have caught my eye over the years if they're still in business, or I would go to the radio station in that particular market and ask them for a recommendation for a band under the guidelines that I've just said.
In a showroom such as this, the very large Las Vegas style production shows, we utilize entire orchestras. We have show bands which feature not only individual musicians as far as their abilities and their talents are concerned, but entire arrangements and orchestrations. We also have smaller venues. There are lounges that employ single soloists, but also duets and country western bands. We have calypso musicians, piano bars. We love to have the piano soloist who also sings and gets the people to sing along with them. So we use musicians and we use entertainers from all different venues.
Being that there are agents that book cruise ships, agents that book fairs and festivals, agents that book club dates, there are also agents who exclusively book colleges. So if you feel you're a great band, but your business skills and your agenting skills and your marketing skills are not the best, it's entirely possible that you could have an agent represent you on the college market as well.
The best way for a local or regional act to present themselves to a college would be to give a package that's professional looking, which would entail having a CD. I think that's a big point. And some sort of information regarding what places they've played, any sort of newspaper clippings about the band, maybe a picture of the band, giving me an idea of what kind of style they like to put forth. But really, it's the CD, and if I even do listen to it, that's going to be the primary factor.
Well, county fairgrounds, there's so many of them all over the country. Virtually in every backyard there's a county fairgrounds. I know we put in 6 different groups for free entertainment every night we're open during our fair. And again, I would think most county fairs do the same thing. I use a lot of local acts every year for our county fair, and like I say, if ever we have a major act coming through and we want to build it up a little bit, we'll put 5, 6, 7 acts on. And again, they're all the local acts that can perform for all these people that come early, because that's the biggest thing. When a major act comes into town, the lines form. And one of the best forms of entertaining is through other entertainers, and there you'll get them locally.
I think state fairs are a great venue for up-and-coming artists to appear at. We have many venues at our facility here at the New York State Fair, and we do that on purpose because we have different types of entertainment for different audiences. The State Fair Convention is held annually in Las Vegas, and it provides an opportunity for the buyers to meet with the agent. The majority of these states have their own 3 or 4 day event. There is where a number of local acts have the ability to showcase. So it is incumbent upon these groups to get in contact with whatever state or organization they're interested with in being with right at the end of the year. First, track down the individual that's in charge or call the IAFE office. They're in Springfield, Missouri. They have a 1-800 number. they'll send you a complete packet of information that will give you the dates of all the conventions and the contact people. They're the people to touch base with first. Then you can see what part of the country you're in, which would dictate where you want to work.
Whenever I'm looking for talent, I always go to the union. I always look for union musicians. Everything in this business at the upper tier level, okay, the major concert halls, the sheds, the amphitheaters, the festivals, the major casino buyers, everybody deals with the union. So I think it's a good idea to join the union because we know we're going to get a quality performance out of union musicians. So I think that's a good place to start.
If I had to move to Boston, I moved to Boston. If I had to move to New York, I have to move to New York. If I had to move to LA, I have to move to LA. Whatever, you know, the location didn't really matter. It was just the music. Wherever there was music that I needed to learn and was in a position to learn it, then that's where I kind of went to, you know. So it wasn't the money, it was the music.
As far as moving to a music center, that can help, but it is a personal decision because many times your life is not music. It's more important for you to live where you live and be comfortable. If living in New York, for instance, is difficult, and it's not for everybody. So I think that's a one-on-one decision that has to be made, and it doesn't always work. You can move to a music center and still just be washing cars. So it really is a matter of who you know. It's good to go to a center if you have a connection there already.
If you want to do something nationally, you can't stay in your little hometown where you know you have to move to where it's happening.
I don't care if you're in Wichita, Kansas. There's a magazine called Polestar that has every listing of every concert venue out there, who to contact, managers, routing. So basically, if you have a marketable product, hopefully having a record out, because it's a lot easier to actually go out there if you've got something that you can sell and market along with your name. But you can say, I want to go out and I want to play this region, and you can take a look at Polestar and you can see where you can go from place to place without having to drive 600 miles or 800 miles. You can route it so that it makes sense. And there's everything from clubs that are 200 seaters up to huge concert venues. You try and find places that you can fill, that the promoter can feel comfortable that he's not going to lose his shirt trying to market you.
When a band goes on the road and gets in a van and goes out and plays 250 dates in a year, like Medeski Martin Wood did for a few years, you develop an audience. And that worked for them. 3 guys, not married, they didn't mind being in a sweaty van, all day and sleeping on someone's floor. For a 60-year-old, artist who is used to a certain level, who's married and kids, they might not be willing to get in a van and sleep on the floor anymore. And there's everything in between. And that's the hard call. I spend a lot of my day trying to convince people on our record label who can go play in Europe and they get lucky and get a really nice 10,000